Hello, my name's Alan Miller, Minyaz with Alan Miller, and this is going to be the English version of my class. Why do I need STEM for my classroom? Чем мне не нужен STEM в моем классе? This is going to be my English version. I'm not going to try to translate it, just pass on the information. I thought that might be useful for some of you. It won't be a direct translation, but it will be the same information, same slides. So if you wanted to hear some English, this is good practice for it. So let's begin. And here's my goal for this class. And that is that any teacher at any grade level, doesn't matter whether you're in kindergarten teaching or teaching in 12th grade, provide you with a framework to begin to use STEM in your lessons, using the scientific and engineering principles, the skills, and also some cross-cutting concepts. That's my goal. Put some new information in your brain. Okay. I do work with the U.S. Embassy and the U.S. State Department. Specifically right now, I'm working for the English language program of the U.S. State Department, and I connect with schools currently in Bukhara and Samarkand and Khiva. Yeah. And my background is I had a Fulbright Fellowship, and this is a picture in March, right before pandemic. I had the opportunity to work with this wonderful group of 25 beginning STEM trainers. And we spent 6 weeks together going through some of these principles. So this is a review and even more information for them. Okay. And you may wonder about the hats. Well, first of all, it covers up this mess that I have underneath, so it makes it easy. And also, it's a traditional Uzbek hat called a tubetyeka, and I have a wonderful collection of lots of them. And so you'll see me wearing them, and that's why. All right. And it's also a chance for me to cover up my hair. All right. When I was over there, I found this barbershop called Alaska, and I've got background from Alaska, so I was intrigued. And this is my friend Davlat, who gave me a razor shave and a haircut. And it has been 6 months since I've had that kind of haircut. I miss it. Can't wait to get back. So I'm just going to cover up the mop that's up here right now. Okay. This is my classroom. I'm currently a teacher in Vermont. We are doing remote learning. It's currently January of 2021 when I'm recording this, and that's my classroom on the left. I'm standing on my walking treadmill in front of my monitors where I teach. Just taught a lesson on genetics this morning from my classroom to 47th and 8th graders. That's my day job. Okay. And what will this be about? This is going to be about moving beyond traditional science. Been doing this for about 35 years, and I remember in the beginning, I had my curriculum, I had my textbook, and my job was to put information in the head and give some tests. Did you get it? Did you not? Thumbs up, thumbs down. And slowly I've learned that, wow, that's not necessarily what STEM is about. STEM is about what happens inside the head, how to think and act and behave like a scientist. So that's what this course is going to be about, exploring those principles. Okay? And just to get to the root of it, if it's only teaching about facts, then this is probably all I need to teach a student how to do is go find the facts. If they need to know the molecular weight of carbon, or they need to know how many animals went extinct in 2011, Google can tell you. But it's what I can do with what I know that's valuable now. So my teaching has really shifted to focus on those concepts. We're cross-cutting concepts and skills. Okay. And so this course is going to be talking about some ideas. And I'm not saying that those facts are not important. We do not want students thinking that 2 + 2 is 5. But we want to go beyond that to think about some science and engineering skills, things like the ability to ask questions, the ability to engage in argument from evidence, the ability to analyze data. We'll talk a lot about those. And also some cross-cutting concepts that we want them to be able to think. Today we were talking about cause and effect, or maybe it's patterns, or maybe it's scale, or maybe it's systems. We'll talk about that. Okay. And so this course is organized in 5 pieces, 5 modules. The first one that you can go to immediately after this, why do this? Kind of the research and the thinking behind it. Then explaining the science and engineering principles, the skills that students are going to need to have. Then we'll talk about the cross-cutting concepts. What are the thinking that connects all science, that makes me be a scientist? Okay. Then we'll talk about a new model for lessons. In English, we call that the 5 E's. So we're going to talk about that. How do I put this all together in a lesson? If for years all I've done is look at my curriculum and teach the facts and test it, the thinking can be a little bit different for STEM. We'll talk about that. And then last, especially in Uzbekistan right now, there's a big push to become an English-speaking nation, and English is intricately connected with STEM, especially in the Uzbek model. So I'm going to talk about some ways that we can put those two together, teach some English, teach some STEM, something I call STEMgliski, and we'll share that in the final module. And to kind of summarize my introduction, here's my goal, is I have this model right here. That's really the model of, I have a company called STEM for Learning. It's just a consulting company. It's what I do my work with Uzbekistan. This is the graphic for that company. It's also a model of what I think STEM is. Okay. And here's my hope. It comes from the words of T.S. Eliot in a book called The Four Quartets, a collection of 4 poems. That we shall not cease from exploration. At the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. That's my hope, is that after you go through the short course, this has a totally new meaning. You'll look at this and go, oh, I know exactly why that is where it is in the model, because there's meaning to it. So with that in mind, okay, if you'd like to continue, if you've never used Teachable, just simply click on Complete and Continue. Whether you're on a computer or a phone, it'll move you to the next model. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoy the course. I hope it's useful.